Was part of that plan to defeat the Morrison government on this perceived morality basis rather than good policy?
Oh, look, I think, the other side, they love selling their ideas to the public, on the vibe and being kind and being inclusive. Labor have a position where they are pro-trans, where I believe in their document for the election, they were saying, a woman can be, whoever identifies as such. So that was part of their policy. So then to see me, I was just an easy target, I suspect. And the fact that I had the support of, Scott Morrison, they absolutely turned it to their advantage. And instead of, looking at the fact that I was making these arguments and the fact that there is an alternative opinion, they were able to just push that to the side because I'd said words, I'd use analogies that they were able to take the worst possible bad faith take on it, and they were able to use it to provide a distraction from the fact that their policies are weak. Yes.
And as we can see now, that weak/no policy platform is kind of rearing its head, given the state of the country at the moment. That is for sure. Now, your work for women's sex-based rights obviously precedes your run for the seat of Warringah. Prior to politics, you co-founded the group Save Women's Sports. Tell us a bit about that initiative.
So back in 2019, I joined forces with some women in New Zealand with respect to the sports issue, because I saw sports policies that were being put forward by the Australian Human Rights Commission and Sport Australia that were overriding sex-based categories for sport with self-selected gender identity. That continues to this day here in Australia. And no one was speaking up for the little girls. I have 3 little girls of my own, and I thought to myself, how would it impact little girls when they have to compete against boys, when they could be hurt, when they could actually physically hurt in, combat or collision sports, when they're up against competitors with whom they can never compete because of by virtue of their physiology. And I very much felt compelled to speak because it didn't at that point feel like anybody else was. So we started this group. Look, I'm a practicing lawyer now, so there are some other fabulous women who continue to raise awareness in that space here in Australia. But there are many examples now of men and boys intruding into women's sports here and overseas.
And look, the big trick that the left plays when you bring up the effect of males in women's sports is to say, oh, but it doesn't affect that many people.